Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at NECA's new Ultimate Edition Elder, the Golden Angel Predator, which is the most neon and yellowish-greenish Predator of all the Predators, and it's a very cool looking figure. Gold armor, green skin, very unique. It's going to stand out on a shelf, and I think a lot of people are going to really like that. Most of the parts we've seen before, which is not unusual for this line of figures. Is that a deal breaker for you? Probably not if you're collecting these, and if you aren't collecting these, then it won't matter to you anyway, so we're not going to really worry about that too much. There's a lot of stuff that's really good about this figure though, and some stuff that's not so much, so let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands just about 21.5 centimeters, which makes him pretty close to 8.5 inches at the very top, the very tippity top of his head. So he's got some size to him. If you want to see a quick size comparison, here he is against one of the AVP Predators, which are the biggest ones they make. He's still not quite as tall as them, but he's pretty much your standard size for the Ultimate figures and a little bit bigger than the smaller ones. If you want to check it out, I've reviewed basically all of them, and I've measured every single one of them in their respective reviews, so you can compare any one that you like to any other one. And now let's talk about the aesthetics on this guy. He is very colorful, and they did a really good job painting it. You can see he's covered in mesh again, and that's all painted very nicely. He's got lots of tonality to his skin, that's a word I'm using, and it's very yellow, and then it's very green, and there's a nice shading transition from yellow to green. That's cool. We have some of the zigzaggy green pattern going on there too, which is nice. Orange and red spots throughout, very clean. The gold armor is gold with a black wash. Then we have some silver accents. Very nicely done. His skirt piece is shaded. The cloth parts are shaded. All in all, it looks really good. So it's your standard paint job for NECA, standard sculpt job, and that is to say it is really good. So aesthetically, this guy gets a 9 out of 10. It's really good. Of course, it could be cleaner, but given the price point, it's understandable. So still 9 out of 10. I probably might even go higher if this piece worked. It won't close. It doesn't fit on his arm. I don't know what happened. It doesn't feel like it's gonna break, but I can't do anything with it. So that's kind of a bummer. Okay, now as far as accessories go, we have 3 different heads. First off, we have the unmasked head, which is absolutely gorgeous, and the eyes are probably the most perfect Predator eyes I've ever seen on a NECA Predator. It is stunningly well done, and then his head has more color on it than probably any of the other ones as well. All very excellently done. It's gorgeous, and he has a little tusk ring. If you like that kind of stuff, you're gonna like that. His dreadlocks are painted as well. And then we have the 2 different helmets. We have the one that's more spiky and bronze colored. I guess that's his original look. I don't remember. I don't know. I don't remember what the package said, but it's not quite the same color. I don't know if that's intentional. I'm assuming it is, but it's got more of a bronzy look rather than this gold look. It's a really nice look. I like it. I don't know about the color, though. If somebody can enlighten me on why it's a different color, that'd be cool. But still looks really nice. Good sculpt, good paint. And then we have the more kind of basic looking golden one, which is again very well done. Nice sculpt and nice paint. So that's worth it right there. I love the alternate heads, but we have more. We have the 2 open hands. We have one kind of fisty hand and then one gripping hand. And then we have a pistol. We have one throwing disc, one extended throwing disc, and a sword, which is a 2-part sword. You can slide the blade into it, or you can stow the sword on his back, and there's also a little slot for the blade in there too, so that's pretty cool. And then if you want to count it, we do have the backpack with the blaster on there, the plasma caster, but I don't count those really as accessories because they connect to the body. Alright, so for the accessories, I'm going to give him a rating of 8 out of 10. 3 alternate heads. Get out of here. That's good stuff. Unfortunately, though, the discs are still really hard to hold, and I don't know. I don't like the pistol thing. That's not something he can hold very well either. So could be higher if those fit better, but they don't. Okay, on to the articulation. First of all, the plasma caster has a little hinge where it connects. Mine came without the peg in it. It was there, but it wasn't in, so I had to reseat that, but it didn't break, so that's good. And then there's a ball peg at the top of that, which is standard, which actually moves around pretty nicely on this one, so that's pretty cool. And then for the head, we have a ball peg, which allows the head to move pretty well. You get decent range out of it, up and down, works no problem. And they all work about the same, so you don't have to worry about the different heads. they'll be fine. You can rotate it. The pred locks are pretty soft and the ball peg is pretty effective, so you really shouldn't have too much trouble. I don't know if they started a new type of articulation or just made it more effective, but these new ball pegs in the heads are very nice, really good range there. This side of the body, it's a problem again because we have tubers. They look great, but the tuber there and the tuber there just kills the articulation because you're most likely going to rip them off. It's technically the same as on this side, so we're going to just do it over here, but be aware if you use it on this side, you need to be very careful, and I've gone over that in a lot more detail in my previous Predator reviews, so you can check those out if you would like. So you have a ball hinge connecting the shoulder to the body. You get almost horizontal out of that, so that's okay. You can rotate it around, of course, that's all fine. Bicep swivel is fine. Double jointed elbow works nicely. Look at the nice neon green in there, I love it. And then you have your rotation for your gauntlet, which is pretty good. We have extendy blades on this side, and on this side we have the computer, but it doesn't want to close and there's no numbers painted on the inside, so that's kind of a bummer. Wrists have a hinge and a swivel. For his torso, we have, I don't know what it is, but it's a very stiff, non-functioning, I'm guessing single, could be double ball peg for the upper torso. Lower torso, single ball peg. Basically just going to get the swivel out of it. Not much doing here. You could probably get better range out of it if you heated it up with a hairdryer or some warm water, but do that at your own risk. For the hips, these are soft pieces here, and these tassel pieces are soft enough, so let's see what we have. It's a ball hinge, I can tell you that much. This side wants to go, this side does not want to go, even though that flips up. I don't want to force it. I don't know why it's not going. But you can get the splits on this side pretty well. I'm guessing for most of you, you'll be able to do it on that side too. Bringing the leg forward. It's very stiff. It's tucking the crotch piece in instead of making it come out. I can't really do anything about that. Seems very unusual. I don't know why that's happening on this. We've seen these parts before and I didn't have that issue, but the hips seem very limited. I don't know what's going on. Do we have the loose issue? We do. Still haven't fixed that. That's becoming more and more annoying to me as these lines continue. The figures are still great overall, but come on, NECA, fix it. It's one issue. Fix it. Figure it out. Fix it. Fix it. Also, the joints would be better if they worked better in the torsos on most of the figures too. NECA, if you're watching this, I love these figures. You know it. I've always given them positive reviews. If you can fix the crotches and fix the abdominal sections, you're basically releasing perfect figures. So let's try to get that done. Okay, so you do get a thigh swivel in there. Double jointed knees work just fine, though sometimes they're a little stiff, but that's okay. And then for the ankles, we get a ball peg, which is acceptable enough. So articulation on this guy, only a 6 out of 10. The hips being limited, the torso being not so worky, and then the tubers on this thing, I get that they're there and they look good, but they're just so dang fragile. I've had multiples break, so that's a problem. And then, like I said, the hips having that issue, still a problem. So articulation's not the strong suit of this guy, but aesthetically speaking, accessory-wise, it is absolutely stunning. So I'm gonna give him a final verdict of 8 out of 10. You get a lot of stuff for your money. It's really well executed in terms of everything other than the articulation. If you're into this sort of stuff, you're gonna really, really like this figure. It's gorgeous, and they did a really good job in almost every way. So there it is, guys. If you like this, I've got a whole playlist of other NECA reviews. A lot of them are Predator, so make sure you check that out. I've got thousands of other reviews on the channel, so make sure you check that out. And if that's still not enough, I have new videos coming out just about every single day, so make sure you subscribe and come back for all of that. And then in the meantime, you can keep collecting.